All right, we are live. Hi everyone, it's Global Scholarships, and I'm your host. As I hope everything is going great, and I'm here as always today, joined by Eamon. Hi Eamon, how are you? How are things going?
Hi, yes, I'm doing well, thank you. How are you? How have things been with you?
Thank you very much. I'm also doing fine. I've been kind of like dealing with some issues about my school, PhD, dissertation, etc. So yeah, it's everything is fine. Guys, as always, we are here for another Friday live stream. If you do not know, we are Global Scholarships. We share a lot of information about scholarships, about studying abroad, about universities all over the world in general. We have a website, we have a newsletter, we have a TikTok account, we have, as you can see, a YouTube channel where we do live streams every Friday at the same hour. Normally, we do live streams on TikTok as well, but like there's an issue for now. Like I'm trying to figure it out. So for like a couple of weeks, probably we won't be doing live streams on there, but we are live on YouTube every Friday. So what is Global Scholarships? If you are new here, basically this is a platform, this is a website. As you can see, we have a newsletter. You can see here under like about a section, you can sign up. And if you sign up, you'll get emails about scholarships, usually like tailored to your specific situation, for your nationality, for perhaps for the subjects that you might be interested in. And also we have a lot of guides here, as you can see at our website Global Scholarships, which is completely free. Like you don't register or anything, you just go to the website, and this is the page that meets you. For example, we have guides on countries, cheap and free universities, cost of studying in different countries, for which we also make videos on on our YouTube channel, English taught universities, etc., etc. We have in the resources section, we have scholarship stories. Basically, Global Scholarships goes around and finds students who have um, received scholarships, and then have them tell their stories. For example, you can just we've all hi there, Kuarma. As always, here. Hi everyone. It's another beautiful Friday day, and as always, I'm happy to happy to be here with you. Huge thumbs up for all the amazing work you've been doing. Keep it up. Thank you very much, and thank you for being here and supporting us every Friday. It's really great to see you here. So you can just, for example, click here on View All and go and see the different people who shared their stories, and new people are being added every day, every week, I guess. Like whenever I look at this page, I see a lot of there are a lot of new people. Most of these people, they weren't here last time I've checked. Here you can see, for example, this is a person who have received Chevening Australia scholarships, and like here other scholarships from India, and then here we have an Armenian national who has earned Chevening scholarship, etc., etc. So yeah, you can look into these. If you click on them, you'll go and see their story, like their journey, their education information, like Hanyang University, their test scores, GPAs, and then their personal ideas, right? A lot of information here, educational background, blah blah blah. So there are a lot of really good stuff. Another thing that we have here is our admission and scholarship results, which will give you information. These are the data that we have collected on universities and acceptances, for example. As you can see, we have like thousands and thousands of people here and their applications. For example, this is a person from India with this SAT, with this expected family contribution, and a fully funded, and the school and whether they are accepted, or you can just type in the school you're interested in and look for that. See, these are all the admission results for Harvard University that we have in our database. We have a lot of rejected, but like you will see occasionally scholarships that you would think that wouldn't be accepted but are accepted. So yeah, keep an eye for these. It's a really good tool. What's the deadline for Turkey government scholarship, and what are the requirements? So thank you very much for asking that too, Kwarma. Basically, we also have under the scholarship section scholarships of different type, And we have here popular government scholarships. You can click here to go and see all the scholarships, like Fulbright, Vanier Canada, the AAD, Chevening, etc. We also have Turkish scholarships. So let's go and look at that. So these are the information. They're not very... If I remember correctly, last time you were here, someone asked about Turkish scholarships as well. I think they were about to be. Yeah, so the application opens on January 10 and closes on February 20. So these are what it covers. Maybe let's... So let's go and see, maybe try to see the requirements. What the scholarship cover, application criteria, right? And let's see the application criteria. So minimum academic achievement. So for example, eligibility groups, citizens of all countries, graduates or those who will graduate at the end of the current academic year, researcher, Turkish citizens obviously are not eligible for this, and individuals who are currently enrolled in programs in Turkish universities at the level of education will apply. I think at level of education they will apply for example, like if you want to apply for master's and you are studying in a Turkish university for a master's degree, you cannot apply for this scholarship for master's. But when your master's is done, I guess you can apply for a PhD. Minimum academic achievement for associate and bachelor's degrees candidates, 70%, for graduate candidates 75%, for candidates with health sciences 90%. In Turkey we have like hundreds, like our grades are based on like 100, and basically I mean 70, 75, I think these are mostly the achievements that is expected of us Turkish students also. Like this is the passing grade, for example, 75 out of 100. Age criteria for associate and bachelor's degree programs under 21 years of age, for master's being under the age of 30, for PhD under age of 35, for research scholarship being under age of 50. And then we have pretty much the same information here. Age limits, full-time scholarship programs, short-term scholarship programs, joint scholarship programs. I guess you can look into these as well. Keep in mind that also, like, it would be a good idea to see the Turkish website, Turkish page for this, which is a general advice that I would give. Like, for example, if you're planning to apply for a scholarship or a school in China, or like maybe in a language that you do not know, it is always good to check on the original language page, because they are more often like they're updated more frequently. And in terms of Turkey, we have a huge problem of inflation right now, which is obviously why that a lot of these information will, like a lot of these numbers and etc., will be updated very frequently, but they may not be updated on their English page as frequently as in their original page. So keep that in mind. So yeah, that's the deadline and the requirements. Kuarma, thank you for that question. And yeah, as you can see, you can get information about other government scholarships and etc. as well. In addition to sharing information about these exciting scholarship opportunities, do you also offer support to applicants during the application process? So we do have a consultancy service, I believe, but like usually if they're open for application, our consultancy service, I think it was like $5 a month or something, that will like give you access to like our I think our Discord group. I'm gonna be honest with you, I've never been there, so like this information comes mostly from Ayman. So like yeah, also like global scholarships will assist you in your application processes, but it's not open for application right now, because apparently like global scholarship consultant services has enough people that is getting those services. And like we kind of prefer to focus on the students that we have rather than like having too many people in the consultancy. So yeah, we normally do that, but it's not open for application right now, I believe. We also again have a newsletter, and we do have an external scholarship. Where is it? Yeah, external scholarship, global scholarships, $3,000 scholarship for international students. You can get more information about that here. Let me actually share the link with you, right? Yeah, So there's that. Eamon, for example, do you have any, like, are there any updates or news on consultancy services? I'm not sure if it's still going on. Perhaps you are, or like you have more information on whether like applications will be open for like in maybe a month or something. Can you give us a little bit more detail?
Yeah, not in the time being. I'm not sure if it will ever be open again,
I see.
at least in the near future. So
Okay.
I
All right.
can't, I don't know myself. Yeah.
All right, thank you. So yeah, we do have a consulting service, but it is not open for application right now. So guys, by the way, I almost forgot. This is odd because it's the best thing about our website. It's a completely free search tool for searching for scholarships. You go to globalscholarships.com. This is what you see. You can just type in here a country, a program, a university, or an institution. Sorry, those are the same thing. Subject. Or you can just hit enter, and it will show you that scholarships that we have in our database. So, for example, let's say Ireland. Okay, and then in country we choose Ireland, and then as you can see we have 84 scholarships in Ireland. Or we can just type in nothing and hit enter, and as you can see we have it still, let's say all locations. Yeah, as you can see we have about like 4,500 scholarships in our databases. These are the scholarships that are given by the universities that we have we've searched for, for students that are new coming students, like freshmen. So there are other scholarships like government scholarships, external scholarships, or scholarships that are given to the enrolled students by the universities, but they're not included here. These are just the scholarships that are for freshmen by the universities. As you can see, we have a lot of these. You can just click on any one of these and get a lot of information. We're going to see how it works in a second. Or you can filter further, like let's say you're a bachelor student. Let's say you have a country in mind. Let's say Australia, right? Australia is a popular destination. We have about like 158 scholarships, and you can filter for scholarship type, funding type. Sorry, it could be partial funding, full tuition, full funding. Partial funding means it covers less than a tuition. Full tuition means it covers just the tuition and that's it. Full funding means it covers the tuition fees and then gives you something more. Could be accommodation, could be a stipend, could be an allowance, could be anything. Maybe insurance. Codimo says, when can we anticipate the announcement for new applications for the consultancy, and what's the fees attached and additional benefits? Again, I don't think we have information on when it could be open next. I think it was like $5 a month or something like that. And I'm sure Eamon can give us more accurate information on that and about additional benefits. Eamon?
Yeah, so as I said, there's no telling when it will be available again. When we opened it for a short period of time, we had a lot of students who were interested. Yeah, so it was a monthly subscription for $5 or $10 per month, which granted you basically help with the choice of universities. We would shortlist universities, help you with scholarships, get you in a Discord server with other people who are also getting help and who are looking to study abroad. Yeah, so I'm not sure when it will be open again, if it will be open again, but I wouldn't say it would in the next 6 months.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so not in the very near future. Okay. Again, guys, if you have any questions, you can just type them in the chat and we'll do our best to answer them for you. More detailed and specific the question, more we can help you. So today we're going to talk about a little bit best universities to study computer science in China, for which we already do have a guide. Thank you, God. So we have this guide, 7 best universities to study computer science in China. We're going to talk about some of these. Why the subject? Because like I thought it could be interesting, especially since the whole DeepSeek situation right now, like that kind of turned heads to the universities in China a little bit, because like China has a lot of great universities. They have like this C9 league. They're also known as like Chinese elite universities, and we're gonna see some of those today. So if you are very out of the loop, basically DeepSeek is a new Chinese developed AI tool that is kind of like, let's say, rivaling ChatGPT. Like there is a lot of debate, like your ideas, like you're entitled to your own opinions. Maybe you think DeepSeek is great, maybe you think DeepSeek is not that great. That's besides the point. But a lot of attention is now has now turned to Chinese universities, because not just like the Chinese company has developed DeepSeek for a much more affordable cost than like compared to ChatGPT. Hang on, Kodama says, how will the resignation of the Canadian Prime Minister impact international students hoping to study in Canada? That's a very good question about the current situation. Eamon, do you have any ideas about this? Because I do believe, like from very limited knowledge that I have, that the new prime minister is not very keen on like immigration. So do you have any further information about that, like about what kind of policies we could hope to see in the next future, in the near future?
I mean, Canada has been cutting down already. Like even with the current government, they've been cutting down on international students and their ability to come to Canada.
Yeah.
They have put into effect a lot of laws that stops international students who came
Yeah.
through different visas. Then they changed their visa to an education visa, so they stopped that as well. And they have been cutting down for the past like 4 years. And with the current government, I think that they made it clear that they want less international
Yeah.
students, and you'll just see like a smaller quota of
Mhm.
students who are going to be accepted in Canada. So I think in the future we'll see less and less international students in Canada.
Yeah. Also, like quotas, probably like in general, in terms of policies for immigration or like international students, would I guess you would expect to see them more restricting perhaps, but also like there is the fact that the new prime minister has really like in his election process has really kind of made it clear that they're not really big on people coming in. So like you would also expect new policies could possibly make it really, not really perhaps, but make it more difficult for newcoming students to study there. So yeah, there's also that point, like not just going there, but I think it's possible to see policies that will make it like make lives of international students coming to Canada a little bit more difficult. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything you want to add? I'm not sure if I interrupted you there.
Oh, not really, but I just remembered that they also cut down on work hours for international students. I think
Yeah.
they limited the work hours to 10 per week, maybe. Maybe that's something I read back in December, but they want to make sure that you're there to study, not to work,
Mhm.
and that just goes uh to solidify your point about immigration in general. So if you want to study, they expect you to study, and that's it.
Yeah, they're like it's their way of actually like kind of fun exporting the good being education. So like there's like they put a very specific distinguish like difference between that and you going there as a worker, like potential worker. Is this similar for the USA given ongoing changes in immigration policies? I'm not sure, like because the immigration, I think the with the effect, especially the effect of Elon Musk, is like has become very complicated now. Like, Eamon, do you have any specific like do you have any information or any opinion on that?
I believe like the moment Trump was elected, I saw a lot of statistics about how it will affect international students, and there
Hmm.
was like the at least the expectation was a huge decline.
Right.
We can't know for sure, but projections say that there will be less international students in the United
Yeah.
States in for at least the next 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, I cannot remember a specific policy that Trump kind of promised in his run that will like that will directly affect perhaps students trying to go in and to study in the United States. But like the general ideology or general opinion of the whole new government is that like they do not also want a lot of foreigners coming in, and yes, I guess there's the fact that they charge a huge tuition, but I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, we were talking about China. So the thing is that not only DeepSeek kind of like showcased a way to develop an AI in a much more affordable way, which is having a huge effect on like AI and technology sector in the United States. Like you may have heard about Nvidia stocks like plummeting, etc., etc. It's kind of not just that, but it's kind of like kind of changing and altering the whole sector there. But also there's a more important fact in our like for us right now, the fact that apparently a lot of the people who has been in the company that developed DeepSeek or like has been implicated in this whole process, they've been students who has graduated from very high level, high quality Chinese universities, which is basically not something that you would kind of expect because in China, apparently there is this whole like the whole phenomenon, the whole idea that a lot of people who would see would who you would expect to seek these kind of developments from, they are the people who has gone and get like education in perhaps United States or something like that, and then come back to China. I think they're called in China as sea turtles. So yeah, and apparently a lot of these people who has developed DeepSeek has came from this country. So these universities, the universities that we're going to see today. And for example, I believe the founder of the company has came from Zhejiang University, graduate from this university. And a lot of people are like young, more recent graduates from very high ranking Chinese universities, which kind of gives a point to not just like the fact that a lot of Chinese students are very capable of developing these types of like very highly advanced technology, but also the capability of Chinese universities, especially very like technological universities. So yeah, that's why it's really important because like a lot of attention now is being given to these universities. So we're gonna see the universities today, but first maybe let's start off with Eamon sharing his opinions with us about this specific subject.
Yeah, sure. So, um, studying in China has always been something we talked about, and we encouraged international students to pursue because of the generous scholarships these universities offer. And what is very distinctive about the scholarships offered in China as opposed to many countries is that they are tiered, with the highest tier tiered scholarships being offered to the top applicants, and those are fully funded. And then there would be a second tier that is full tuition, and then there would be another tier that could be just a stipend or accommodation. But dependent on where you fall in the pool of applicants, you would probably have a chance of getting a scholarship, especially given that not a lot of international students uh, go to China to study, which is uh, to the advantage of many international students. Life is also relatively cheap in China, so that's an additional bonus if you want to study there. But now with the emergence of DeepSeek and people noticing how good the education is in China, especially when it comes to computer science, I think it will become one of the major countries that international students will go for. Yeah, so as you mentioned, the founder of DeepSeek has graduated from Zhejiang University, which is a top university. I think it's ranked near probably top 30 in the world, if not top 20. Uh, there's the University of Tsinghua, which is also a great university. If you are looking for a scholarship, because they offer the Schwarzman scholarship program, which is an amazing scholarship program that uh, we have recipients for. So there are scholarship recipient stories of, so yeah, they are at the bottom of students who got this. Um, yeah, so I guess if you're interested in computer science, and I would say any kind of science really, China is a top destination at the moment. And I think this will solidify their position in that, and they will work harder on attracting international students in the future.
Yeah, thank you very much. Right. So as you can see, we also now have like we have these universities, we have pages for universities, we have pages for scholarships, and under that we have pages for students who have received those scholarships. So yeah, as you can see, very comprehensive. And yes, as Eamon said, we've talked about China before a lot in our live streams, and we made videos about these two, and also we did have made videos about the scholarships from these universities, application processes of these universities. For example, I certainly remember making tutorials, like application tutorials for Tsinghua University, and then also I think USDC, this one. And I'm planning to do more on the other universities as well. I think Shanghai Jiatong University we're gonna do a application tutorial for that in like maybe 2 weeks a time or something, because they have different types of programs as well. Like they have programs in Chinese, programs in English or French. So yeah, a lot of that's another thing. A lot of Chinese universities also kind of offer English programs as well. So yeah, now the first one we're going to see today is, as Eamon said, Shanghai University. So this is the university. You can get more information. Let's see what it looks like, where it is, right? So it's a really, really good university, like one of the best science universities in the world, and it's one of the best universities in China as well. So pretty much all of these will be like some of the best, most like elite universities in China as well. If you're interested in studying in China, you might want to check like C9, which is a league of the best universities in China as well. And you can see here the information about the school, like it's in Beijing, the population, they have scholarships. We have some application admission results. For example, this person with 1480 SAT and 3.8 GPA, and they're accepted without any scholarship. This person has was accepted with full tuition scholarship. And then as you can see, wait, this is okay, this is the wrong video embedded to this page, but we do have in our YouTube channel an application guide for Shanghai University. You can just follow from point 0 to the point where you pay application fee, And then we have deadlines here. And then as you can see, we have scholarships. As Eamon mentioned, they have Schwarzman Scholarship. You can see here, it's a full funding one for 200 people for all subjects. It's past deadline right now. It covers a whole study course for a 1-year degree in a selected study area, right? And then other scholarships as well. They have full tuition, partial funding, and their graduate assistantships are partial funding. That's stipend per year. Okay, that kind of depends on the stipend, I guess, because their tuitions are not that high anyway. Let's see the tuition, like I guess like 40,000 RMB, and let's see how much that makes in US dollars. About 5,000. Yeah, 5,000, 6,000. I guess that would be the top. And yeah, so that's Tsinghua University. It is one of the best. And as always, if you have any questions about a university, about a scholarship, you can just leave your questions in the comment section that we have at the bottom of our every page, basically. And Hyunli, who is the founder of Global Scholarships, answers all of them, like every single question. So, and as you can see, we have, scholarship recipients from this university, for example, Dimitri Costa from Brazil, Masters in Global Affairs, and Schwarzman Scholars Program. Yeah, so this is the first one. Again, as you can see, top 20 universities for computer science worldwide. And then we have Peking University. Now, I haven't done a Peking University video, but we also have one. And as you can see, about 1590 SAT and 3.75 GPA, and accepted without scholarship. So it's in Beijing. They have just one scholarship. It's the university scholarship, which is I think it's a very good demonstration of how usually their scholarships work. Hang on. So I think this is not. Yeah. So this is just like there are 2 tiers. Usually there are more tiers as well. These are for bachelor's, master's, and PhDs. Your subject does not matter. Your nationality does not matter. Your level of study does not matter. If you get a partial scholarship, you get 100% of tuition fees covered, and which is what? Okay. We don't have tuition information here. We used to. Anyway. So it is covered. It shouldn't be extremely high, like I guess like $5,000, $6,000 for this too. If you get full scholarship, you get full tuition, living stipend, accommodation, and comprehensive medical insurance. So yeah, usually the accommodation is not very expensive as well in the first place in China. So yeah, these are the information like this. This is what you can see. It's in Beijing, obviously. You could get from the name. So yeah, this is the university, by the way. Maybe you've seen some of our videos as well. We did have made a video about university scholarships about this one. So yeah, this is the second one. It's one of the best universities in China. And then Shanghai Jiaotong University. Now, this university offers programs in Chinese, in English, and French, and they have different scholarships for those too, by the way. Like they have a scholarship for Chinese programs, and they have a scholarship for English and French programs. So it's in China, it's in Shanghai, which is a really good opportunity, I believe, if you are planning to do networking, create connections before you graduate from the university. It's in Shanghai, a bit more expensive than other places, obviously. It's a very central hub of technology. And we have the deadlines here. Tuition fees are even more affordable, I guess like $2,000 or something like that. And then, as you can see, you have the scholarships here. And these are also multi-tiered, by the way. So first class, second class, third class. So yeah, for first class, you get your tuition, accommodation, insurance, and a stipend covered, 2,500. I'm not sure if that would be enough in Shanghai, but yeah, this is the university. And so I think in like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I will make a application tutorial for this one as well, because they have like different programs and different applications. Obviously, I think for English programs you apply through Common App. So yeah, this is the university. And then we have Fudan University. As you can see, it's also in Shanghai. No scholarships in this one, which is kind of odd. Tuition is, again, pretty much the same, about like $5,000, I guess. And well, that's pretty much it for this scholarship. I was planning to do one for this as well. It's in Shanghai again. It will be a little bit more expensive than other places, but it will give you a lot of opportunities to network. And then again, we have, I'm not sure, Zhejiang University. So this is the university, as you can see. Like there are two scholarships it's in Hangzhou, which is again more affordable than perhaps Beijing and Shanghai. So we have the deadlines here, we have the tuitions here, and then we have scholarships. They have lead scholarship for new medical bachelor and bachelor of surgery programs, and university scholarship for international postgraduate students. It covers 100% of tuition, and then stipends, and then campus lodging too. So yeah. And again, USDC, we've made a application tutorial for this one. If you're interested, you can look at that. It's in Chengdu. Not that expensive. Tuition fees as well. And also we have the Belt and Road Initiative, which is a very comprehensive scholarship. And if you study at USDC, you can apply for this. It covers 100% tuition fees, medical insurance, on-campus accommodation, and monthly living allowance for 1,500 Chinese yuan. So yeah, and then we have the last one. So Huazhong University, I hope it's what it's pronounced as. So yeah, it's in Wuhan. Not sure if you want to go there and study there. And then we have the tuition fees here, blah, blah, blah. They don't have any scholarships. Again, our scholarship database covers. Can pre-medical students take admission in computer science? Do you mean bachelor programs in computer science? I think so. Eamon, do you have information or any ideas about this?
Yeah, so I don't see no. Your pre-medical years would mean nothing. Like if you're already enrolled in a pre-medical program, but you can just enroll as a first-time undergraduate student with your high school degree, and there is no issue with that.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay, anyway, so yeah, this was the best universities to study computer science in China. I wanted to talk to you about this for a little bit. Again, China, like they have a lot of, it's kind of like people like kind of overlook China. A lot of people want to study in Asia, but they usually go for places like Japan and South Korea, which are obviously really good in terms of education, but can be quite expensive, especially when you like if you study in like Tokyo or Seoul as well. So yeah, China is a very affordable, much more affordable place, maybe like with Taiwan too, and they have very, very good universities, like very, I mean, a lot of these universities you will be studying for a fraction of the cost that would take for like to study in an American university, I guess. And these are some of the best universities in the world. I mean, it's in the top 20 universities for computer science worldwide, and you can apply and you can study here for like $5,000 tuition fees, and you're living like even if you don't have scholarships, which they have a lot of, by the way. So yeah, it will be much more affordable. And now you can see from the whole DeepSeek situation that like a lot of the graduates of these universities can be applied at very like at companies that kind of like change the entire landscape of technology worldwide too. So yeah, like it's kind of the whole I guess like relationship that Chinese universities and Chinese companies have with technology kind of is evolving to to another type of relationship, I believe. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this subject. Eamon, do you have anything you want to add to the things that we talked about?
Not really, no.
Okay, so yeah. We have a lot of information on our YouTube channel as well. A lot of videos about like cost of studying, about some scholarships in China, about like tutorials, application tutorials, that type of thing. So yeah, if you're interested, you can also check our website or our YouTube channel. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So like, if you have any questions, we can take those. This is more like used to be more Q&A, but we want to talk about this. Other than that, if you don't have any questions, we'll kind of end the live stream around here. So yeah, I'll give you a couple of minutes to see, like, to type in if you have any questions, and then we're gonna end the live stream. So yeah, use our website. It is really great. It's completely free, which is why I kind of feel free to kind of promote it, because you don't pay anything for anything. Basically, you don't pay for like newsletter, emails. You don't pay for using the search tool. You don't have to register. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I mean, what do you think about DeepSeek?
Yeah, so what's good about DeepSeek is that it will open the door for many good models for AI. So like
Mhm.
it's not the end game, and probably you'll forget about DeepSeek in a bit, but the fact that it's open
Yeah.
source, it just
Yes.
allows a lot of people to get creative with AI. And that's not something that was an option when OpenAI was basically a monopoly that
Yeah.
controlled uh, the AI world, although there were some competitors, but they were not at the
Mhm.
same level. And the fact that in the past it required a lot of funding, and I think it was a ridiculous amount of
Yeah.
funding that OpenAI was spending on just keeping up their model, and the fact that DeepSeek is just a cheap model or a cheap alternative, it's just gonna open doors for many companies, many individuals to make their own models, and we're gonna see
Mhm.
a lot of uh, amazing things in the near future. So just um, judging by how ChatGPT evolved since its beginning and this day, where it's actually really impressive in many fields, including programming, I
Yeah.
think we're gonna see the things that are much better now that people have access to the code, and they can manipulate it any way they want. So they can build their own models, they can train them, and I'm not sure if all of DeepSeek is open source, but at
Hmm.
least the reinforcement learning version of it is, as far as I know. But it's built on DeepSeek 3 maybe, and I'm not sure if that's open source at the moment. But if it is, it's gonna be uh, a great thing, and I expect uh, really good things to come from this.
Yeah. So like he talked about the whole OpenAI being kind of like a monopoly, and like that's kind of a really interesting thing, because like they were not a monopoly in the sense of like there's any barrier to like maybe a law, in terms of law, barrier to entry um, to like competition in terms of AI, but like it used to cost so much money to even try to come to the point where you need to test or when you need to train your AI. it was pretty much impossible for a lot of other companies, a lot of other enterprises to do that. And now, also another interesting thing is a lot of people are saying that DeepSeek might have done this in a very lower cost because of the trade restrictions, because the United States didn't let let China to import very high end chips from United States, like Nvidia, who was kind of also the not monopoly but monopsony, like the one who sells the very expensive, very expensive chips. So Chinese developers had to find more efficient ways to use those chips, like the chips that they have had, etc. So like it kind of come to the point, maybe it's not gonna take over, like DeepSeek's not gonna take over our AI use, or not gonna take over ChatGPT. Oh, look at me! I'm just like I'm already like kind of forgetting its name. So it's not going to take over, but it's going to change the entire landscape where people will not see AI development as a like hundreds of billions of dollars worth, and they're saying Nvidia probably will not be selling now their high-end chips in an extremely high margin. So I think it will be more achievable, like accessible for developers, and I think that's gonna make it even more accessible for like users. And I think that's kind of make it faster for us to arrive or like dystopias where like AI takes over. So I guess that's kind of like a positive thing. So yeah, if you have
Yeah.
any ideas, guys, about sorry, go on.
No, but just on the topic of Nvidia, like I would say that uh, a it's it's kind of a monopoly.
Mhm.
Uh, and it is said, like I'm not saying that this is fact, but they actually fund AMD in many ways in
Mhm.
terms of technologies, just so that they have a competitor
Yeah.
and they wouldn't be declared a monopoly and then be split up. So yeah, Nvidia was basically a big controller of AI, so that's their main focus. Although
Mhm.
they're known for their gaming chips, which were used to train AI as well.
Yeah.
But right now they shift their focus entirely to AI. They don't really care about the other markets, although it's profitable. They found that AI is much more lucrative, uh, and that's where their chips are going to, like right now in the near future. So with DeepSeek, I don't expect Nvidia to just stop being a big player in this, but at
Yeah.
least they wouldn't be as uh as detrimental as they are right now when it comes to sanctions, because if their ships stop being shipped, at least there's an alternative now to just get
Yeah.
things done without their top end ones.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Eamon. Everyone, I don't see any new questions, any new inputs about DeepSeek or AI either. So I guess this is the end of our live stream. So thank you very much for joining in, for watching this on VOD. Thank you very much for watching. And Eamon, as always, thank you very much for joining in and sharing your opinions and insights with us.
Of course, yeah, thank you for having me as.
All right. Then bye everyone. See you next week, next Friday, same hour here, and have a nice week.